So when manufacturers make new cars, the engines get dynoed, and that is the horsepower figures you see when you buy a new car. But here's the thing, measuring the power at the crank and at the wheels is different. Normally when you measure a car at the wheels, you'll get a good 15% less power than the number that was claimed at the engine. Now manufacturers always measure the power at the crank, but sometimes they lie. Sometimes their cars make more power at the wheels than they claimed at the crank. Why would companies do this? Honestly, I have no idea. Anyways, let's get on to the list. So today we are looking at 6 cars that make way more power than advertised. First car on the list, the Amg Gt Black Series. Now the Amg Gt Black Series is a serious piece of engineering. It's a monster both in a straight line and in the corners. In fact, it's so good that it holds the world record for the fastest production car around the Nürburgring. Now this amazing track beast is powered by a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that Merc says makes around 720 horsepower at the crank, which should be low 600s on the wheels. Well, Shmi, our favorite smiling automotive YouTuber, took his one to the dyno, and guess what were the results? Well, this stock standard Amg Gt Black Series made 776 horsepower at the wheels, so 56 more horsepower than Merc claims. And that's on the wheels, which equates to almost 900 horsepower at the crank, so that's quite a difference there. But moving from a really expensive German sports car to an old JDM legend. And no, I'm not talking about the Supra, we are talking about the R34 Skyline Gtr. Now, in the 1990s, Japanese manufacturers had a gentleman's agreement in which they all agreed to keep their power figures under 300 horsepower. And so Nissan honored this, and the R34 only made 276 horsepower. Also, they said, the truth is that the legendary RB26 made quite a bit more power in reality. This 4-wheel drive twin-turbo straight 6 made closer to 320 horsepower at the wheels. In other words, Nissan lied, and they didn't honor anything. Naughty naughty. And now onto a car with identity issues, the MK5 Supra. Now, it's not a secret that the MK5 Supra is BMW powered, and for me personally, that's not a bad thing. I love the MK5 Supra, and I love the B58 power plant. It's a great platform for tuning and reliability. Anyways, Toyota claims a power output of 335 horsepower at the crank, which equates to around 280 horsepower at the wheels. But people soon realized that the A90 Supra is really fast for a car with less than 300 horsepower at the wheels. So a bunch of people started to dyno their stock Supras, and people's suspicions were correct. The A90, depending on the dyno and elevation, made between 330 and 350 horsepower at the wheels. That explains how this thing goes from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. But this isn't the only Toyota that has incorrect power figures. Let's move from one Toyota to another, and this one is one of the coolest and best cars you can buy at the moment, the GR Yaris. Now, the new GR Yaris packs serious performance thanks to plenty of mechanical upgrades developed through Toyota's World Rally program. Now, why is this car so good? Well, it's a car enthusiast's wet dream. You have a lightweight 4-wheel drive manual hot hatch that makes great power and packs a serious punch. I mean, this tiny hatch has a carbon fiber roof that's BMW M Division stuff on a Yaris. Anyways, this tiny 1.6 3-cylinder turbo makes 257 horsepower at the crank, according to Toyota. But actual dyno results show that this tiny little 3-cylinder makes closer to 274 horsepower at the crank. Not bad for a 3-cylinder. Now, most of the cars we have looked at are quite new, so let's take a look at an old American muscle car. Now, most old V8 muscle cars made more power than advertised because the companies didn't test their engines to redline. They stopped a good 1000 RPMs early. But the specific muscle car we are looking at today is the Boss 429. Built to get Ford's biggest V8, homologated to race in NASCAR, the 429 Boss is recognized as being among some of the rarest and highly valued muscle cars to date. In total, there is only 1,359 original Boss 429s made. Powered by a 7-liter 429 cubic inch V8, it made 375 horsepower at the crank. But like I said, they almost never dynoed the engines to redline. In fact, Ford only tested the 429's engine to 4,800 RPM, which is far from redline. So how much does it actually make if you take her all the way to redline? Well, over 500 horsepower, and that's crazy power for back in the 60s and early 70s. And now onto the last car for today, the F90 M5. Now the M5 is a monster. The BMW M5 has always been the car you buy if you have a family but you still feel the need to embarrass some supercars. The current M5 is a 617 horsepower V8 twin turbo monster. It sounds awesome and goes like hell. And with all of that performance you can still go on long road trips with the family. Go to the shops. I mean, it's a practical sedan. Now this big lump of steel reaches 60 in under 3 seconds. Yes, it's faster than most supercars. But here's BMW's secret. Lie. It doesn't make 617 horsepower. Independent dyno testing showed that the car made 625 horsepower at the wheels, which is well over 700 at the crank. And it doesn't stop there. BMW claimed 750 Newton meters of torque, but dyno testing revealed she made over 800 Newton meters. So there is a reason why this big thing is so fast. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you did like it, go through my channel. I've got many more list videos. I've got videos on new cars, and then I've got some videos on my personal cars and bikes and all the stuff I enjoy in life. So if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers.